In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about summer fragrances. So if you want to hear more about my recommendations for the summertime, then please do keep on watching. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it's the first time you're visiting. As I already mentioned in the intro, today's video is going to be all about my summer recommendations. And I am so excited to bring you this list because I've picked, in my opinion, some great fragrances for the summertime. And in the UK, it is finally hot and we don't get hot weather that often. It is 29 degrees Celsius. We don't do Fahrenheit here, so I can't translate that for you. But yeah, it's a hot day. I'm glad I have a fan in my little studio setup. So if you want to hear all about my summer fragrance recommendations, let's get started on the list. Okay, so my first recommendation is actually a layering combination that I am totally obsessed with right now. Now you can wear both of these on their own, but when together, it's a real chef's kiss moment. So let me tell you about this recommendation. First up is a fragrance oil. So this fragrance oil is from Nest and it is the Seville Orange perfume oil. And I am not necessarily a huge orange note lover in fragrances, so I didn't expect to fall head over heels for this one. However, I absolutely love it. Out of the Nest fragrance oils that I currently have, this is my favorite. And nope, I have not tried the Balinese coconut one yet. I hopefully can try that one soon. But Seville Orange is just so delicious. It's sweet and it is orange, as the name suggests. And on the skin, this just makes me feel really, really happy yet calm. And it just smells delicious, as I've already mentioned. But when layered with this next fragrance that I'm going to recommendation, wow, this creates the most gorgeous fruity fragrance, perfect for the summer. You're going to have people chasing you down the street, probably a little bit of an exaggeration, but I just want to eat my arm off whenever I wear this combination. So let me share with you what the fragrance I have been layering with Seville Orange is. The fragrance in question is from Vilhelm and it is Mango Skin. And when I was thinking about what fragrance I wanted to layer with Seville Orange, I could have gone down the typical orange route, or I could have gone more for a vanillic fragrance. However, I was like, do you know what? I just want to try Vanilla Skin layered with this. And from first application, I was like, yes, this is it. I don't even need to try any more layering combinations with Seville Orange for quite some time, because this is a 10 out of 10 layering combo for me. Now, how I personally layer these, and I don't think there's a correct way, just freestyle, see what works for you, see what kind of combination works for you, is I layer the oil first on my skin, and then I spray Mango Skin on top, and then I do a little quick extra layer of Seville Orange. That is just the combination I like personally. However, you can do whatever ratios work best for you. So you're going to get the kind of green, creamy mango scent from Mango Skin. Very creamy, very delicious, very sweet. And then when you combine it with Seville Orange, which is also really sweet, but very strong on the orange, you're just left with a little bit of a fruity cocktail. I'm absolutely loving this one right now. I don't want to go too much into individual notes because in essence, it smells like mango and orange. Those are the two notes that are the most prominent. It's really sweet, it's really delicious, and it's perfect for the high heat. So let me know what you think about layering combinations. Is it something that you do personally? Do you want to hear more about fragrance oils on my channel? I've only been getting into fragrance oils recently, but I have a few other Nest oils that I am kind of concocting combinations with, but this one is going to be an absolute summer staple for me. I'm probably going to wear this more than any other fragrance in my collection, But I will let you know at the end of summer because something else might come in and steal my heart too. But as it stands, this is coming on vacation with me at the end of the month, and this combination I will also be wearing a lot this summer. Next up is a fragrance from Kayali, and it is Utopia Vanilla Coco. And this one, for me, I would only wear in spring and summer. And I've mentioned it a few times on my channel, and it is just the most perfect floral vanilla coconut fragrance. Smells super expensive, and I absolutely love how this wears on my skin. The bottle's really reflective, so I'm gonna have to face it this way. It opens with a blast of coconut milk, but you also have lots of honeysuckle in here, which is really, really delicious. And there's almost a dewy tropical vibe to the composition. There's gardenia, there's jasmine, there's also tuberose. You've got a little bit of sweet lemon in here too. There's some ambrette, so it's a tad bit musky, but not a lot at all. And then you've got a big blast of vanilla in the base. There is a little bit of sandalwood too, which gives it a creaminess. But how I perceive Utopia Vanilla Coco is mostly beautiful white florals, coconut milk, and vanilla. And that is what I love so much about it. Now there is tuberose in here, and like I said, I am coming around to tuberose, but in here it's done in a really beautiful way for my tastes personally. And if you've not smelt this one, I highly recommend getting your nose on it, and do try it on the skin too. But in the high heat, this one is absolutely perfect. Creamy white florals, coconut milk, vanilla, a little bit of sandalwood, a little bit of musk. Highly recommend you try this one. This again is another one which would be perfect for vacation. I would wear this for a walk in the park. I would wear this on a first date. I would wear it to a summer barbecue, those types of vibe. And as you know, Kayali is more affordable than some of the other fragrances that I talk about in my videos. So this is one that I would highly recommend for summer. Next up, we have a fragrance from Floraiku, and this one is I Am Coming Home. And if you are a regular viewer of my channel, then you will know my love for One Umbrella for Two. So I'm super happy to have a second fragrance in my collection. I purchased One Umbrella for Two myself, but Floraiku did send me I Am Coming Home, and I did pick this fragrance out specifically with summer in mind. However, once you hear the notes, you will understand why I picked I Am Coming Home. So it just has 3 notes. Those 3 notes are ginger, white tea, and cardamom. So ginger and cardamom are 2 of my favorite notes, and I also really enjoy tea fragrances. And how I perceive this one is to smell a little bit like a ginger iced tea. Really refreshing, but you do have lots of cardamom in here too, which you definitely get throughout the wear of the fragrance. Now, I Am Coming Home is my scent of the day, and as I mentioned, it's 29 degrees Celsius here in the UK. So I wanted a fragrance that would really cut through that high heat, that would leave me feeling very fresh, be quite energetic, and I'm Coming Home is perfect for that because I don't want to be wearing extremely complex fragrances in the high heat. I just really want something that is refreshing and that is very summer appropriate. I don't want to gas anyone out that's around me, and I'm Coming Home is a very likable scent. Like I said, it smells very clean and fresh, but it is a little bit more complex. You don't just smell like a straight up ginger tea. It's a really beautifully composed fragrance. Highly recommend this one, specifically if you like those 3 notes, because you absolutely will get all 3 of those. And whilst I say it's a fresh fragrance, it has great longevity on my skin. Personally, I find this one to be pretty strong, and I am not an oversprayer at all. I get at least 7 to 8 hours wear. It's not the most complex fragrance by any means, but it is one that just smells incredible to my nose at least. So that was I Am Coming Home by Floraiku. The next fragrance is from Juliette Has A Gun, and this one is Lust for Sun. Now, I was torn between Lust for Sun and vanilla vibes, both from the house. And I couldn't really decide between the two of them. However, I will say I am more drawn to Lust for Sun at the moment than Vanilla Vibes. I feel like Vanilla Vibes is a fantastic summer scent too. However, I would call that more of a vacation / holiday scent personally. And Lust for Sun is the newest release, and this one did steal my heart. It's quite a complex white and yellow floral fragrance with a juicy blast of bergamot and lots of coconut. And a lot of people were expecting this to smell like suntan lotion, but that is not how this pulls on my skin at all, because there are so many florals in here which stops it from taking on that vibe. You've got a very watery, dewy freesia note in here. You've got lots of gardenia, which is kind of waxy and a little bit tropical. There's jasmine, there's orange blossom, and then you have lots of vanilla in the base and also an ambroxan note. And that ambroxan just helps this fragrance project very widely. And a few people had said in my previous video that they had had slightly poor longevity with other Juliette Has A Gun fragrances, but they do not have that problem with Lust for Sun. And I have to agree, this one definitely lasts all day on my skin and projects beautifully. And I absolutely love ylang ylang in fragrances. You probably know this already if you watch my channel. And there's lots of ylang ylang. I'm getting freesia, I'm getting gardenia. I would say the jasmine and the orange blossom aren't as prominent as those other floral notes. There's a little bit of coconut in here, but it's not a lot at all. It's more of a fleshy coconut, kind of dry. And this has an almost oily vibe to it, and I guess that replicates the sun on your skin in a way. And then lots of vanilla, a little bit musky in the base. I just think this is an absolutely gorgeous fragrance, perfect for the summertime. Gonna leave you smelling like a goddess, a beach goddess specifically, but you can wear this for other occasions. It doesn't have to be the beach, and this is also a great holiday and vacation scent too. So yeah, I think this is a really big winner for the summer. So that was Juliette Has A Gun, Lust for Sun. So I thought I would throw in a fruity gourmand for anyone who wants something a little bit sweeter in their lives. And this one is from Byron, and it is the Chronic Rouge Extreme. Mentioned this in a few videos now, and I think this one will be perfect for the summertime, but you could absolutely wear this all year round because it's what I would class as a light fruity gourmand. And how I perceive this is like a fruit platter with lots of whipped cream on it and maybe a sprinkling of buttery shortbread. There's a prominent note of melon in here, and that melon is so juicy and dewy and delicious, and I just want to take a bite out of it. You really do get the melon in here, but then I do get lots of other fruits, specifically kind of red berries. There's a prominent sweet pear note in here, and then you get lots of whipped cream. I wouldn't say like it's a milky lactonic fragrance, but you definitely get that whipped cream note. There's a little bit of spice in here, but honestly, it's not too much. Just imagine that fruit salad with the whipped cream and maybe a sprinkling of cinnamon or nutmeg on the top. That is how I perceive it anyway, and that is how it wears on my skin. But if you want to smell extremely delicious this summertime, I would highly recommend checking out the Chronic Rouge Extreme. This has me in a little bit of a chokehold at the moment because it is very, very gourmand, as I've mentioned. It is a sweet fragrance. It's definitely fruity, so you have to enjoy those types of scent profiles. But yeah, if you have never sampled the Chronic Rouge Extreme, and specifically this is the Rouge Extreme, the Chronic is in a blue bottle, I believe, and it smells quite different. But try to get a sample of this one if you can. If not, I have a 10% off discount code with Byron, which will be in the description box below. But yeah, perfect for the summer in my opinion. So that was the Chronic Rouge Extreme by Byron. The next fragrance is from Dusita, and this one is Leducer DCM. I always pick fragrances that I can't pronounce too well. I will pop the name on the screen. And this one is another really pretty tropical floral fragrance, extremely unique in profile. I don't have anything remotely similar in my collection, and I feel like this one is perfect for the summertime because this is summertime florals, but done in a way that's really special, and it's going to make you stand out just because nobody is going to smell like you. So first and foremost, let me mention the yellow florals within this composition. You have Frangipani, you have Champaka, and you have Ylang Ylang. And I absolutely perceive all of those notes. This is very much a yellow floral dominant fragrance. However, it is a lot more complex than just being a yellow floral. There's lots of other interesting things going on within this scent profile, and it leaves a really interesting wearing experience on my skin. It definitely blossoms throughout the day. I'm not sure if anyone else experiences this one, but it definitely takes me on a little bit of a different journey, and different aspects of the fragrance come out at different wearing points. I guess that's the point with top, mid, and base notes, but this one, it just evolves a little bit on my personal skin chemistry. So you also have amber, you have sandalwood, you have cloves, there's vanilla, there's a little bit of rose, and there is also some violet leaf. But when I wear this, on initial spray, I get quite a sweet jammy rose, and then the yellow florals are there, but I would say the rose is most prominent in the opening, and it's a sweet jammy rose, as I've mentioned, super delicious. I absolutely love my rose fragrances. But then as it starts to blossom on my skin a little bit, that's when the Champaka, the Frangipani, and the Ylang Ylang start to come through. And it's very vanillic too. I get a teeny bit of that clove cutting through. I wouldn't say it's spicy, but it definitely cuts through the sweetness a little bit. And then the violet leaf adds quite a fresh green quality to it. It's quite hard to explain, but it just lifts this fragrance up and gives it a really fresh, almost ozonic quality. Now the Champaka can be quite heady. For me, I don't find this fragrance heady at all because I really love yellow florals, but you do have to enjoy your yellow florals, as I've mentioned. But I just think this is the most beautiful, tropical, summery floral fragrance, super unique, as I've already mentioned. And my current favorite fragrance from Dusita, one of my favorite florals right now in my collection too. Do try and get a sample of this one if you can find a decant. If I can find anywhere where you can get a decant, I will link it down below. But I would really like you to experience this fragrance if you like the sound of the notes, and do let me know your opinion on it. And if you have experienced this one already, please also do let me know your opinion, because I'm super curious how you perceive this fragrance. So I wanted to keep this list relatively small, but how could I do a summer fragrances video without mentioning this next one? It's a fragrance that I really love, and that is none other than Nishane's 100 Silent Ways. And this is a perfect summer floral fragrance, perfect all year round in my opinion, but also amazing in the high summer heat. And I will continue talking about this fragrance because I love it that much. And I want as many of you to experience it too if you like the sound of the notes. So this is a peachy, white floral, vanillic sandalwood fragrance. To me, that peach note is more of a white peach, and it is super juicy. It's like you've just bitten into it and it's ooey gooey, oozing everywhere. What is ooey gooey, Haley? And it's just super fresh and super mouth-wateringly good. And then you have a little bit of mandarin orange to cut through that kind of sweet peach note, followed by tuberose, gardenia, and jasmine. And those three white florals just create the most elegant yet sexy composition in my opinion. There's a little bit of orris in here. However, I don't perceive this fragrance to be earthy in any way. I would say the orris just gives this a little bit of a creaminess. And then you've got lots of vanilla and sandalwood in the base. However, I would say the vanilla is more prominent. This is very much a sweet, vanillic, white floral with a little bit of peach. I think 100 Silent Ways is quite mass appealing in terms of the scent profile. I could see a lot of people liking this one, and it gets me so many compliments every time I wear it. Now this is a sweet white floral, but I don't find it heady at all, which is why I feel like it's perfect for the high heat. And those notes just blossom in the higher temperatures. So yeah, had to include 100 Silent Ways here, one of my favorite florals in my collection. And I would love to hear your thoughts on this fragrance if you have tried it. So that was all of the fragrances that I wanted to recommend for summer in this video. I could easily do a part 2 of this. I found it really hard to pick the specific fragrances that I wanted to feature in this video, but I might do different versions of it. I already did my summer florals, so if you have any ideas on any other types of summer videos that you would like to see, please do let me know down in the comments below. But what I most want to know is the same thing I always ask you, is what are your fragrances that you are going to be reaching for this summer? Please do let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear your recommendations. I often research them and buy them, and I just love chatting to you all. Thank you so much for watching today. It's been a pleasure as always. I hope to see you in a future video to come. Have a wonderful day and goodbye.